Philadelphia's killing the Giants now 23-3 during the second quarter. Jaworski has hit Harold Carmichael with the 41-yard pass, a couple of field goals by Tony Franklin. Philadelphia 23, the Giants 3.
Chandler right and Harris left. Brings it out to Childs. And Childs goes to the 6-yard line. Ray Easterling hanging on. That's going to be a first down and goal to go.
Second catch by Henry Childs in this drive. He had Ray Easterling to beat for 6. But they got the first down. First and goal. And these fans are going crazy. A sellout house, Lindsey.
It is the first time there's ever been a sellout house 72 hours before game time. So it is the first time that a home game has been seen on local television. First down and goal at the 6. Muncie is stopped outside the 5-yard line.
Great play by the linebacker, Fulton Kuykendall, a 5-year veteran out of UCLA. Boy, did he play this beautiful. Watch this. Here's a ground-level shot. Here it comes right at you. Watch Reed. He goes out and turns it in. That's the safety man. Almost gets the tackle, but Muncie breaks free, and Fulton Kuykendall makes a great tackle, or it would have been 6.
It is second down and goal to go now. They've got Larry Hardy and Brooks Williams in there. They've got 3 tight ends in the ballgame. 3 tight ends are in the ballgame now, short yardage. Manning. He goes into the end zone. Taken by Childs. Henry Childs for the touchdown.
Now, was he knocked out with the defensive man's momentum? Henry Childs caught the football, but they ruled he was out of bounds. Let's take another look. You've got to have both feet in, unless the defender hits you in the air and forces your feet out. Here's Manning. Childs is open. Up. He's hit right there, and his right foot came down out of bounds. A good call.
Third down and goal to go at the 6. Harris has come back in. Chandler's come back in. Had the 3 tight ends just for the one play, hoping to pull off the touchdown.
Great call by the referee.
Harris goes to the left side. Chandler comes to the right side for Archie Manning. Now, Harris. And he makes the catch for the touchdown. Ike Harris for the touchdown. Rick Bias was the defender.
There it is, a little bump and run right down on the goal line. He just throws it up high. He beat Ricky Bias. Ricky Bias is a defensive back on the left side. He throws it up for Ike Harris. Harris comes back for the football. Easy, made it look easy.
Conversion attempt coming now. Russell Erxleben. Erxleben, the #1 draft choice from the University of Texas, and Ed Burns will hold for him.
Well, Archie Manning picked up where he left off last year. Completed over 60% of his passes. Had a great year, 18 touchdowns. And here in the first series, he was 5 out of 6 for 58 yards in that drive.
1 minute, 8 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter. Erxleben's first, and it's good. So as they come back up the field, the New Orleans Saints have scored first. 1 minute, 8 seconds left in the quarter, and it is 7-0.
Got the ring? Start the car. Tickets. Start the car.
Okay, now start the car.
The Die Hard. Extra power to get you to the church on time. Only at Sears.
From the people who brought you Die Hard batteries comes the Muzzler. The aluminized muffler from Sears. The Muzzler. Only $17.99 at Sears.
Searching for oil here in the U.S. had gotten harder and harder. We laid miles of heavy seismic cable just about everywhere we could. Then, Phillips came up with a new way to search, using portable units like this. It works in mountains, swamps, hundreds of places too hard to search before. So soon, this country may be crawling with crews like ours, looking for oil here at home to replace some that's now being bought from foreign countries.
Phillips Petroleum. Good things for cars and the people who drive them.
Russell Erxleben will kick off. There is the scoring drive. And the Atlanta Falcons have dropped back Dennis Pearson, Lynn Kane, and Tom Pridemore. It's in the air. Taken at the 10-yard line. Return to the 15, to the 20, to the 25. And up near the 30-yard line as Pearson was brought down at that point by Reggie Mathis. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Atlanta Falcons.
Philadelphia Eagles, boy, I tell you, they're throwing the football. Jaworski, 41-yard touchdown pass to Harold Carmichael, 20-point lead at halftime. And the 49ers, couple of field goals, they lead the Vikings at half. Well, Minnesota's had a hard time scoring points. They only scored, I think, 1 touchdown in all 4 preseason games.
That's Mitchell moving over to the other side in the I formation. Andrews and Bubba Bean. That's Bubba Bean. And he can go nowhere. As you saw, Elois Grooms, number 78, make the tackle.
Warren Bryant, 3-year veteran out of Kentucky on the right side, right tackle, missed Elois Grooms completely on that play.
It's going to be 2nd down and 10 yards to go at the 29. Bartkowski is quarterbacking. 34 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Sellout crowd at the Superdome in New Orleans. Alfred Jenkins far to the left side.
Bartkowski's got 2 rookie cornerbacks he's got to throw against. I think he's going to try to exploit them pretty soon.
Screen right, and it's incomplete. Deflected. Intended for Andrews. It's simply a forward pass behind the line.
Elois Grooms smelled it completely. He smelled out that screen. He was right out there with William Andrews, and very wisely Bartkowski threw it away.
3rd down and 10 yards to go.
What I was saying, Lindsey, New Orleans Saints cornerbacks, David Gray, the right cornerback's a rookie from San Diego State. On the left side, we have Ricky Ray, a rookie from Norfolk State. Now, they've got a lot of injuries in that secondary, and Bartkowski sure is well aware they've got to start testing those cornerbacks. They're both rookies, and I think they're giving up a lot of room back there. They don't want to get beat deep.
Dennis Pearson is in there in place of Jim Mitchell in this alignment. Bartkowski. And it is incomplete. Incomplete as Wallace Francis had the ball and Ricky Ray shook him loose. 4th and 10.
Good pass protection for Bartkowski here. He hit these men right on the button. And one of the men I was just talking about, a rookie, number 22, Ricky Ray, timed this beautifully from a defensive standpoint and broke it up.
So James is back in deep punt formation. Chandler is back center deep. Myers and Marty flank him on either side. Long high spiraling kick, and Chandler waits at the 28-yard line. Chandler to the 30. Chandler gets out to about the 33-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10. Pridemore was there to down him. And now the gun, and that is the end of the first quarter here at the Superdome with the score. The Saints 7 and the Falcons nothing.
Now Ford, the long-distance champ, has the longest range of any pickup in America and the best pickup MPG. With a standard 19-gallon tank plus optional tank, you've got a 39-gallon capacity, which gives it an estimated range with optional overdrive transmission of 709 miles based on EPA rating. The estimated highway range is 946 miles. 1/3 the length of America on one fill-up. Top Ford pickups, the longest range of any pickup in America. Ford, the long-distance champ.
You know, confusing financial questions like these come up every day.
I'm buying this boat, and the owner wants either a certified check or a cashier's check. What's the difference?
My personnel agency is really doing very well, but I need to think about the future. How do I plan for retirement?
When you need answers to questions like these and the services to back them up, you've got them. When you bank behind this symbol, America's full-service banks, we've got the answers.
You know, all the leading pain relievers are tablets, so why does Standback still make a powder? Well, it's because Standback is a powder that it works so fast. You see, Standback is already dissolved when you take it. I simply mix it in water just like instant coffee, and it goes to work fighting pain, even inflammation and fever, fast. The time was, powders were all people took for pain relief. Now tablets are more popular, but when you're suffering from pain, what do you want? You want popularity or fast pain relief?
Standback powders, an idea whose time has come back.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Paul Hourning here at the Superdome, and some of the Atlanta Falcon fans have made the trip.
9,000 of them.
And they are making themselves heard here this afternoon. As we start the second quarter, it's 1st and 10. For the New Orleans Saints, they held the ball at their own 34, and they're leading by a score of 7-0. Archie Manning is the quarterback. Harrison motion across. A bootleg, and now it's going to Harris, and Harris has got it. Harris to the 40. A great bit of bootleg acting by Archie Manning. Roland Lawrence ran him out of bounds.
Beautiful execution here. Ike Harris comes in motion from the left side. Now everybody goes to the left. They fake the sweep left. And notice the great acting job by Archie Manning. He comes around to the right side. Nobody's there. The cornerback is already over in the middle, and here's Ike Harris streaking down the right sideline. Picked up 26 big ones.
Lineman Edgar Fields is out. Denny McClain is in defensively for the Atlanta Falcons. They've been making that move frequently. Muncie looking to throw, and he puts it up. Chandler, penalty marker thrown. He made the catch anyway. Touchdown. It's a touchdown. Roland Lawrence was the defender.
Let's check out the flag. I think he was interfered with. He just threw it up for grabs. Wes Chandler had his man beaten anyway. Here it goes. Pitch out, option left. Chuck Muncie comes up a little too quick for it, but he just throws it as far as he can and as high as he can. Chandler has beaten Rick Bias right there. There's a little contact, and it's the interference. Chandler makes a great catch, kept his eye on the football, and goes in standing up.
And so the penalty is declined. They take the play. They get the touchdown. Saints are leading 13-0, and they have a conversion attempt coming.
Two unbelievable plays. 66 yards. They took two plays to get in. Well, about 60. That's right, 66 yards. And the Saints are hot. We knew they were going to be sky high, Lindsey, but this place is up for grabs.
Rick Slavin with the punt. And as they come back up the field, the score is now the New Orleans Saints 14, the Atlanta Falcons nothing. 14:45 left to play in the first half.
This Bud's for everybody who puts in a hard day's work.
This Bud's for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
People do some crazy things to get better mileage. So Gulf would like to recommend a few that aren't so crazy, like replacing worn-out spark plugs, switching to a multi-grade oil, even adjusting your brakes. These simple things can get you better mileage, and that's smart. To get the most out of the gas you buy and the place you buy it, drive smart.
How does it work? Not so good in the car wash.
Following the game, CBS Sports presents live coverage of the U.S. Open Championship from Flushing Meadow, New York. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
Full afternoon of sports with U.S. Open tennis on the air following the completion of this game telecast from New Orleans.
Oh, and it's a great one. Don't miss that. Pat Summerall and Tony Traber will be there bringing you all the action. All the big names in tennis. Boy.
Russell Erxleben will be kicking off now to Pearson and Pridemore, who's it? Pearson is waiting. He's at the 10-yard line. He is at the 15 to 20. Penalty marker is thrown as he got across the 25-yard line. Motti was downfield to make the tackle. Check out the penalty now. clipping on the run back.
Could be one of those days. Nothing's going right for Atlanta. That's 2 clipping penalties on the kickoffs here in the first half.
At the 10-yard line, 1st and 10. And let's hear now Pat Haggerty.
We have a clip, personal foul, clipping on the return, number 58.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Atlanta Falcons.
Number 58 on that clip was Joel Williams, the rookie.
Bubba Bean is flanked far to the left side. Andrews carrying. Gets it out there at about the 12-yard line. Well, some of the CBS affiliates carrying today's game: WAGA in Atlanta, WRDW in Augusta, WDEF in Chattanooga, and WRBL in Columbus. Delighted that you're with us for today, and also WHNT in Huntsville, and WMAZ in Macon, WTOC in Savannah, and WCTV in Thomasville. Welcome to coverage of the NFL on CBS. And this season is off to a roaring start. Here in New Orleans, the Saints are leading 14-0. Bartkowski, screen left. Bubba Bean. Jim Merlo made the stop.
They're flanking the halfback on all their offensive plays so far. There's Bean. He lined up on the left side as a flanker. Not necessarily a new wrinkle. We've seen the double wing so much in the National Football League, but we haven't seen a team use it so much. They've almost used it every play, Lindsey. And they're hoping, of course, to get man-to-man coverage. 84, Alfred Jenkins can fly. The little guy on the left side who was out all last year.
Pearson is in for Bubba Bean, and here's Bartkowski with a long pass, and it is...
What a catch!
It's caught at the 24-yard line, and what a catch by Jenkins. What a catch with David Gray all over, and Jenkins pulled it in.
Last week against Green Bay was his first game action in a year, and right here, Alfred Jenkins catches the bomb. Beautiful pass by Bartkowski, laid it up on his string. Look at Alfred Jenkins. He beat the cornerback David Gray.
So now it is 1st and 10, and the ball is at the 25-yard line. They picked up 48 yards on that Bartkowski to Alfred Jenkins pass play. Bubba Bean is back in there. He's going far to the left side. Leave it on the ground to Andrews, and he goes to the 20-yard line.
Boy, he put his head down and got an extra 2 there. Big, strong running back, the rookie from Auburn. Popped it ahead for 5 yards. He's got about 30 yards rushing here in the first half.
Bean goes out. Pearson comes in.
Third quarter, 49ers over the Vikings, 6-0 up in Bloomington. And Washington over Houston. That's somewhat of a surprise, 17-6.
Second down and 5 here for the Atlanta Falcons.
Double wing again.
This is Andrews. He's got the first down, and he's driven it down to the 11-yard line.
I tell you, he runs with authority, Lindsey. He took that quick cut off the right side, and boy, when he turned upfield, he was not going to be denied some yardage.
The rookie from Auburn.
Here's that double wing setup again. Bartkowski, a little flip. He's going to pick up 8 over here. Watch the guard fall. You got R.C. Thielman out in front. William Andrews. First down.
That is the 6th first down picked up by the Atlanta Falcons. Pearson goes far to the left side. Andrews is the lone setback in the double wing. Andrews has the ball. Wants to turn a corner. Now has to put the shoulder down and drive, but he's closed off at the 9-yard line. He picked up 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8 at the 9. Tom Myers and David Gray made the stop for the New Orleans Saints. We're in the second quarter. Here at the Superdome, the capacity 71,330, and this stadium has been sold out for this game for some time. Second down, 8 yards to go at the 9.
Well, you got to better watch Mitchell here on this double wing. He loves to go to his tight end when he's in scoring position.
Pearson's flank to the left side. Bartkowski, end zone, incomplete. Trying his best to get it to Wallace Francis.
Francis was open. Look at him hold up that right finger. He had Ricky Ray beaten by about 2 steps. Little bit overthrown. Let's pick up the rush here. Here's Bartkowski. You're looking at Lois Grooms. They kept a back in. The back picked up the linebacker very well. And Bartkowski would love to have this one back, Lindsey. He was open right here. Francis was open, little overthrown.
3rd and 8 at the 9. Ken Bordel on the linebackers come in. Joe Campbell, the defensive end, has come out of the ball game. That's for the New Orleans Saints. Andrews is flanked wing back left now, and Bubba Bean is the lone setback. Bartkowski, incomplete. He gunned it, intended for Alfred Jenkins, and Ricky Ray was covering.
And he was open too. But that was a real tough catch. Jenkins, the ball was a little bit behind him, and it really put some heat on the ball, just a little bit too hard.
Now Tim Mazzetti and the field goal unit have come in.
Let's take a look, Linz. Bartkowski's got his eye right on Jenkins. Here it is. He goes up right through his hands. A little bit behind him, he had Ricky Ray beaten. That's 2 in a row now. I'm sure that Ricky Ray's going to see a few more balls in his area before this game's over with.
27-yard attempt by Mazzetti with James holding. James puts it down. Mazzetti boots it up. And it's good. So the Falcons get on the scoreboard with 10 minutes, 18 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. The score is Saints 14 and the Falcons 3.
A Super Bowl Steeler is tough to beat. But against the Steeler, I can't compete.
When a Steeler gets hit, it's got the guts to bounce back.
You turkey.
Uniroyal presents the Steeler Radial. It's built tough with 2 steel belts, and it's tough to beat when you look at its price.
To get to this year's Super Bowl, I'll just surround myself with 4 tough Steelers.
The Uniroyal Steeler. You want a tough tire at a price that's fair? You want Uniroyal there.
This bud's for everyone who helps put food on the table.
This bud's for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this bud's for you.
Tim Mazzetti has teamed the ball up now to kick it off for the Atlanta Falcons. That's the scoring drive. That put the Falcons on the board. To receive the kickoff, Wes Chandler is out back center deep, flanked by Rich Marty and Jack Holmes. And it's taken at the 9-yard line and returned to the 15. And that is Marty returning it. He'll be lined up where he stepped out of bounds up there between the 15 and 20, spotted at the 18-yard line.
Well, Rich Marty did the right thing. Looks like as if the ball were going to go out of bounds, then Atlanta would have been penalized 5 more yards, had to kick off. Most of the time, those kind of kicks will go out of bounds. Atlanta got a good break.
Archie Manning now has completed 6 of 7, and that's a total of 84 yards as the Atlanta Falcons deploy their defense. Beth and Muncie are the setbacks as usual for the New Orleans Saints. Blitz caught the draw play. Muncie got it up near the 20-yard line. Picked up about 2 on the draw. It'll be 2nd and 8.
There's the chicken man from San Diego.
Ted Giannoulis, a native of London, Ontario.
Oh, he's something, isn't it? I tell you, he's right at home down here on Bourbon Street. I saw a few of those. It looked like I saw a lot of those chickens last night.
See a lot of them in the early morning hours. It's 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Manning. And it's popped up into the air, and it's incomplete. 3rd and 8 at the 20.
That was number 52, Dewey McClain, with his hand up. And I think you're going to see Atlanta put a little bit more pressure on the passer. Here comes the outside linebacker. Watch Dewey McClain over here on the left side. The guard, Conrad Dover, comes out to pick him up. But McClain puts that big left hand up in the air, deflects the ball. It's almost picked off. That's Jeff Yeats.
Third down play coming now. Archie Manning.
Let's see if they blitz. They're up there in the blitz.
Incomplete. Intended for Ike Harris, and Rick Bias was covering.
I tell you, they really worked on Rick Bias. I think Ike Harris had a good call here. I think he was interfered with before the ball got there. This was interference in my estimation, and Ike Harris, I think he wanted that interference call. No flag.
Kirk Slavin goes back in punt formation, and Billy Rickman is deep to receive it. Booms it out. Rickman at his 40, 45. Puts it back to midfield. And he is cut down there by Bordelon. So now, with 9 minutes, 16 seconds remaining to be played in the first quarter, the score is the Saints 14 and the Falcons 3.
Honey, is this homeowner's insurance high?
I don't know. Think it's too much?
How would I know?
Compare with Allstate.
Compare?
Bring in your policy and compare rates. If you have a good deal, we'll tell you. But for many, chances are we've got a better deal.
We've got a better deal.
Allstate might save you some money, but you'll never know until you bring in your policy and compare.
Oh, that's a good deal.
When you want to save on homeowners insurance, Allstate wants to help.
That's a promise from us. The good hands, people.
It's official. Ford's answer to rebates, the largest incentives ever available to its dealers. The biggest clearance offer in Ford history just got bigger. See your Ford dealer and discover how many hundreds of dollars you can save on new trimmer LTDs, Mustang pace car replicas, elegant Thunderbirds, top V8 pickups, vans, Broncos, Rancheros. Compare the total Ford deal with any other. You may well find it's the best value overall.
Saturday, September 15th, the CBS Sports Spectacular brings you action in the ring with Howard Davis. Action on the rink with top American skaters vying for national honors. Action on the road with the Italian Grand Prix. You'll say you saw it on CBS Sports.
First and 10 for the Falcons. They held the ball at the 50-yard line, and the Saints are leading them 14-3. Bartkowski is 5 for 10, 84 yards so far today. And it out of the double wing again for the Atlanta Falcons. Bartkowski. Turnout is taken. Completed to Alfred Jenkins. And he got it inside the 40-yard line as Ricky Ray bounced him out of bounds.
That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get a man-to-man setup on the corners, and you're going to see a lot of turnouts against those rookies. Philadelphia, 20-point lead over the New York Giants. Harold Carmichael scored a touchdown from Ron Jaworski in that one. 49ers 3 field goals. They lead the Vikings 9-0 third quarter. And Earl Campbell scored one on a 13-yard run. Joe Theismann a touchdown pass. Washington by 11 in the third quarter.
William Andrews and Bubba Bean. Bean goes out to a wide right.
Every setup, Lindsey's been double wing.
Andrews carrying. Stopped about the 36-yard line by Federsfield and Alex Price. Gain of 3 will make it second down and 7 yards to go.
You know, Haskell Standback has had 2 or 3 good years with the Atlanta Falcons. He was their regular running back along with Bubba Bean, and Standback gained 588 yards, and Lehman Bennett and the Falcons decided to go with this young rookie out of Auburn. And he shows me something, Lindsey. He runs hard.
He does that. That's Bubba Bean on the tail of the tandem in the I formation. Andrews ahead of him. Bubba Bean. Moved it into the 30-yard line. Tom Myers and Gerald Moore in to make the tackle.
A little short of the first down.
Just a very little short.
5-yard pickup by Bubba Bean. Dallas 3 field goals. They lead the Cardinals 9-0 second quarter.
Double tight end alignment now. Russ McKeska is coming to the ball game. He's in there along with Jim Mitchell on a third and very short. Got Andrews ahead of Bean to try to pick it up here now. Bean, he's got it. With yards to spare. He goes to the 23-yard line. Tom Myers brought him down.
And if it wasn't for a good tackle by Tommy Myers, the free safety, Bean might have slipped off to the left side for 6, Lindsey. Good blocking on the left side. Mike Ken and Dave Scott, left tackle and left guard. Look at that block by William Andrews. And now here up comes Tommy Myers with a good tackle, or Bean would have got a lot more. Picked up 8. Buffalo, surprising 7-point lead, third quarter over the Dolphins.
Bubba Bean coming out to a wide right. Andrews Malone set back in the double wing, and they try the draw play to Andrews. He stopped short of the 20-yard line as Pat Hughes comes in to make the tackle. Second down and about 7 to go. We have 6 minutes, 52 seconds left to play in the first half of the ball game. The Orleans Saints are leading by a score of 14-3.
Well, both of these teams look so much different from a couple years ago, Lindsey. They really do. They've picked up, they've had a nice draft, both of these teams, and they are well coached, and they look a lot better.
Bartkowski guns it, and it is incomplete to Alfred Jenkins. He was scissored. It was Ricky Ray and Tom Myers who scissored him.
Tom Myers, 8-year veteran out of Syracuse, doing exactly what a free safety should do, out of the double wing. He watches the quarterback's eyes. There goes Bartkowski to the right side. Here comes the free safety, Ricky Ray, and watch Tommy Myers. Watch what happens. There goes the football. Good hit by Tommy Myers.
Third down and 7 yards to go as the ball is short of the 20-yard line. Bartkowski calling the play. Jenkins coming out to a wide right. That's Bean to a wide left. Francis is in the slot right. Goes to Jenkins, and Jenkins has got it for a touchdown.
Bartkowski knows, Lindsey. I've been saying it all the first half. He's got 2 rookie cornerbacks out there, and they are going to get their work. And this game is far from over with. Here's Bartkowski out on the double wing. They're trying to get man-to-man on one side. Now he goes to the flanker side. Over in the corner, Alfred Jenkins. It wasn't a great pass, but Ricky Ray had his back turned.
So now it is 14-9, and we have a conversion attempt coming. Mazzetti with James Holding. Down and up and good. And so as they come back up the field now, it is the New Orleans Saints 14, the Atlanta Falcons 10. We have 6 minutes, 17 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. As you look again, Bartkowski. Alfred Jenkins is the man, and he's got it right there. Touchdown.
Beer tender, I'll have my favorite light beer.
Natural, sure. Want one for your friend?
My friend?
See, you doesn't have to call it Anheuser-Busch Natural Light, and you doesn't have to call it Anheuser Natural. Just say natural.
He said natural. He knows for a smooth, clean taste and a great light beer, people distinctly ask for natural by name.
Name? My name is Raymond J. Johnson Jr. Now, you can call me Ray, or you can call me Jimmy.
These are the blueprints for an automotive revolution. This is the J.C. Penney shock absorber. Its unique patented metering pin adjusts the ride automatically while you drive. So you get the control of heavy-duty shocks when the going gets rough, and the ride of original equipment shocks when the road is smooth. And if it ever fails, return it. We'll replace it free, for as long as you own your car. The J.C. Penney shock absorber. It's the last shock absorber your car will ever need.
Falcons scoring drive. Tim Mazzetti will kick it off. He's got Wes Chandler, Rich Morty, and Jack Holmes downfield to receive it for the New Orleans Saints. Chandler is center deep. Over to Holmes' side, and Holmes takes it at the 13 to the 15 to the 20. Holmes to the 25 to the 30. And he is stopped at the 30-yard line. Jack Holmes. Dennis Pearson made the stop.
Let's take a look at Tom Moriarty. He's the best special team man the Atlanta Falcons have. Rich Maudie, the same for the New Orleans Saints. Moriarty always around that football on the special teams.
First down and 10 yards to go for the New Orleans Saints. They have the ball at their own 31-yard line. 6 minutes, 8 seconds left to play in the first half as Archie Manning brings them up. Muncy turns it on, and Chuck Muncy to the 40-35. Muncy down the sideline.
Goodbye.
He's gone. Touchdown.
This place is going crazy, Lindsey. I can't even hear anything. The first play after Atlanta scored, Chuck Muncy. First over the right side. 70 yards for the touch. Woo! Here it is, 70 yards around the right side. The guard, a good block by Emmanuel Sanders, and then Chuck Muncy, 235 pounds. Down the sidelines, it's all over.
69 yards. It is 69 yards for the touchdown for Chuck Muncy. Conversion attempt coming now. Erxleben will attempt this one. Burns is holding for him. A penalty marker. There is a penalty marker. It was through the uprights, but there was a marker. And the penalty is being reported. Offside. Defense. Good. Declined, and the point is good. So now, it is the Saints 21. The Falcons 10. 5:57 left in the half.
I was thinking about buying one of those new compacts. $4,700. Or maybe a little import. Over $5,700. But then I had a better idea. Ford Fairmont. As much as $1,300 less with lots of standard features. 5-passenger room for the family. Great gas mileage.
The kind you need today.
And handsome styling.
Every minute of every working day, someone chooses Fairmont's remarkable combination of values. Sedans, wagons, Futuras, America's proven value.
There's a paper explosion going on. It's an insurmountable problem. But Federal Express has an easy solution. We can take the paper that has to get somewhere fast and take it off your back. Documents, contracts, reports, whatever. So for as little as $16, we can pick up the stuff on your desk and have it cleared across the country on somebody else's desk overnight. Federal Express, when it absolutely positively has to be there overnight.
Barriers are the essence of sport. For some to go higher, for others to go further, for this vehicle to break the sound barrier. Ken Squire inviting you to join us for Project SOS, Speed of Sound, coming September 15th, Saturday on CBS.
Project SOS, Speed of Sound, Saturday, September 15th.
Speed of Sound. He's going to try to break it. There it is, September 15th. He has to go 7. Number 1 in the NFL, Rich Maudie.
First and 10, and the ball is at the 11-yard line for the Atlanta Falcons. Andrews and Bubba Bean are the running backs in there for Steve Bartkowski. Alfred Jenkins coming, or rather Bubba Bean coming far to the right side. And a double wing set. Bartkowski rolls left and looks. And it's complete out to the 25-yard line. Joe Federspiel is there on the tackle. Bartkowski rolled and set it up and then gunned it to Jenkins.
Beautiful pattern. Turn-in patterns, Lindsey, are there against the zone, time in and time out. I've always wondered why teams do not throw the turn-ins more often than they do. A zone cannot stop the turn-in if the quarterback throws on rhythm, and it was wide open right there.
First down now for the Atlanta Falcons. Bubba Bean coming to a wide right. And leaves Andrews as the lone setback. Andrews. Sterling Moore, Joe Federspiel brought him down.
Oh, good cut by Andrews.
runs with power, doesn't he?
He sure does. Followed his blocking very well that time off the right side. Well, when he plants that right foot and heads upfield, he's a north-south runner. He's going to get a few yards. That is not the longest run if you're wondering if you're Saints fans. The longest run from scrimmage was by Tony Galbraith against Kansas City in '76. He went for 74 yards.
This one was for 69 by Muncie. Andrews looking for the first down. Fettersfield and Campbell made the stop. Bartkowski has completed 8 and 14 attempts, 129 yards.
It's just a
first and 10.
This is just an excellent offensive football game.
What a way to get the new football season underway. And the fans here, the sellout crowd at the Superdome, are enjoying it to the fullest. Jenkins wide to the right side. Bubba Bean going wide to the left side for Bartkowski. There's Andrews. At the 43, maybe 44-yard line.
I'll tell you, I think, Lindsey, the toughest block in football is on the sweep or the pitch out for a tackle to block the defensive end. Mike Ken, a 2-year veteran out of the University of Michigan, makes a beautiful block on Joe Campbell. Watch the left tackle here. Now, he's got him head up. It's a standoff. Now, watch the extension right there. Now, there's the block on Campbell. That is great effort for an offensive tackle.
Second down and 3 yards to go. Ball in advance over the 43-yard line. Bubba Bean. First down and 10 yards to go near the 42. Fettersfield came in to make the tackle.
Well, Jenkins having a good day on his return. He was hurt in the first game last year. No, that's Bubba Bean, excuse me. But Jenkins is having a good day also. I tell you, this double wing setup is really causing the cornerbacks for the New Orleans Saints with problems, Lindsey. They're setting it up man on man, and Bartkowski is reading the defense well. That picked up 15 yards.
Haskell Stanback is in there now as William Andrews is being given a little breather. First and 10 at the 42-yard line. Bartkowski.
There it is again.
Jenkins. Complete at the 30-yard line. Ricky Ray, the cornerback.
Picked up 11 yards for the first down. Now, he does have help on the deep pattern here, Lindsey. The cornerback should have played a lot tighter in this situation, especially since the flow came his way. Everybody's coming. See the safety man? He's back there deep. Ricky Ray should have played him a lot tighter.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Falcons. Bubba Bean. He'll be spotted near the 20-yard line.
I'll tell you, Atlanta's really coming off the football blocking now. In the first quarter, it was all New Orleans Saints. But now as we wind down to 2 minutes here in the second quarter, Atlanta has really come back.
You work underwater in the world most men never see, where the jagged skeleton of a sunken ship could rip a hole in a tanker. Your torch burns through the cold steel until it's just a pile of rusting metal. Now comes Miller time. Time for the best tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life.
You've got the time, we've got the beer. You've got it every time. Miller beer.
Right guard knows that in equally active situations, men and women don't perspire equally. Men perspire more. That's why men count on Right Guard. Right Guard is so strong, so effective, it helps stop a man's perspiration odor all day long. Yes, men and women don't perspire equally. And that's why men count on Right Guard. Strong, effective Right Guard. Because men perspire more.
Dick Nolan, the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. Fine defensive back during his playing days in the National Football League, was head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. In his college days, he played quarterback at the University of Maryland. And as play is resumed here, we'll have 2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Nolan, of course, Lindsey, I was going to say, is the proponent of the flex defense. He learned it under Tom Landry of the Dallas Cowboys. And that's a little stagger of the front four on your defense. We get a good shot of it. We'll point it out. Tackles off the ball. The other tackles up close on the line of scrimmage. Your defensive ends are staggered.
Nolan was a member of the New York Giants' famed umbrella defense under Steve Owen. The other members were Herb Rich, Emlyn Tunnell, and some fellow named Tom Landry, along with Dick Nolan. Pearson and Andrews. Pearson is flank. Andrews is the setback in the double wing. Bartkowski. Francis. And it's touchdown. Wallace Francis for the touchdown.
Good pass protection. You give Bartkowski that much time to throw. And Wallace Francis ran it out, a corner pattern, and he beat, guess who? Number 22, Ricky Gray. Ricky Gray's inside on the safety position here. They do a little crossing pattern right there. Beautiful pass. Wallace Francis had a step on Ricky Ray.
So it's 21-16 on a conversion attempt coming now for the Falcons. Tim Mazzetti will attempt it with James holding for him. That one is good. And now it is the Saints 21, the Falcons 17, 1 minute 54 seconds. Remaining to be played in the first half of this game at the Superdome in New Orleans.
Oh, we got a great one going here. Woo!
Next week, regional games on CBS. Minnesota versus Chicago. New Orleans versus the Green Bay Packers. St. Louis versus the New York Giants.
Washington goes against Detroit, and Lindsey and I will be with you for Tampa Bay against the Baltimore Colts. And the Cowboys go against the 49ers next Sunday. NFL regional games right here on CBS.
Consult your local listings for the game and time in your area. Mazzetti will kick it off now. Chandler, Marty, and Jack Holmes are the deep men to receive it for the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, this whole joint's alive, aren't they, Lindsey? Woo!
The spectator ball game if I ever saw one. Mazzetti puts it up. What a kick. Taken 1 yard deep in the end zone by Chandler. He's back to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. 25. Chandler hurdles his way up near the 35-yard line.
Beautiful return to 37 yards.
Tom Pridemore finally brought him down. So now the New Orleans Saints are in possession with the ball at their own 35-yard line. Tony Galbraith and Mike Strawn are in there now. Muncie is being given a little rest. And Mike Strawn is the other running back in for New Orleans.
Now let's see what Archie Manning, the Saints, have in store for that Falcon defense. They've got their full complement of 3 timeouts left. Minute 48 to go, first half. Here we go. He's going upstairs.
And it's completed near the 50-yard line. Ike Harris stopped by Ray Easterling. And it is now New Orleans in Atlanta territory, but there's a penalty marker back downfield. And a personal foul is being indicated on the play.
We've got an injured player also down about the 32-yard line. What was it, preliminary indication against Atlanta?
Personal foul.
That'll be tacked on after the completion.
Let's try to pick it up now from Haggerty. Ball is at the 27-yard line. McLean is the man who's down. He's up now.
Did he throw him out? I don't know if he gave him the finger or not. I think he did. I think he got the old heave ho. This year, folks, they're really protecting the quarterbacks. If you hit the quarterback after he releases the football, I mean, just graze him, it's going to be a personal foul.
Pat Haggerty started to explain something a moment ago, but he had no chance in this crowd.
No way. Anyway, the completion to Ike Harris was good for 23 yards. Then they picked up an extra 15 on that personal foul. And the Saints are right back in business.
When we resume, they'll have the ball 1st and 10, and they'll have it at the 27-yard line of the Atlanta Falcons. 38 points on the board here in the first half. CBS Sports Spectacular coming up on Saturday, September 15th, including Howard Davis versus Termite Watkins.
Well, Termite Watkins, he better be ready is all I can say. He's going to have some fists in his face.
10 rounds, lightweight bout, the Italian Grand Prix.
I guess Mario Andretti will be there for that one, surely, wouldn't he?
I know you were in Rome this summer. I thought you might be. And then the preview of the U.S. Roller Skating Championship.
Sunday, September 15th, CBS Sports Spec right here on CBS.
We're ready to go now. The New Orleans Saints come up 1st and 10. They have the ball at the 27-yard line of Atlanta. The Saints are leading 21-17. 1:40 showing on the clock, remaining in the first half. Manning. And it's complete. Inside the 5-yard line. Wes Chandler stopped by Clark Kuykendall. Wes Chandler.
What an offensive explosion we've had here in the first half. There's Wes Chandler, and he is coming into his own. Only a second-year man, a #1 draft choice for the Saints last year. Manning, great pass protection. Comes right across, right on the button. Look at that pass, right over the linebacker. 1st and goal for the Saints at the 3.
Saints have taken the timeout.
Here it is again, Lindsey. Look at the pass protection Archie gets. He floats it right over the linebacker, and Wes Chandler comes back for the football. Check that, make it the 4-yard line, 1st and goal. Both these quarterbacks, Manning and Bartkowski, just have been outstanding here in the first half.
Muncie and Galbraith coming back in now. Hardy and Williams, tight ends in the ball game. 1:31 remaining in the first half. Manning has completed 8 of 11 in the air for 130 yards.
And Bartkowski has 175 yards throwing for Atlanta.
Muncie has completed 1 pass himself. Halfback pass.
Boy, the season is back, and I'm glad it is, and it's back in style.
Muncie and Galbraith, the running backs. Tight ends in the ball game now, 3 of them for New Orleans. And it's a touchdown for Muncie. Chuck Muncie with second effort took it in for the TD.
And let's don't forget Chuck Muncie. He's had an outstanding first half. He scored 2 touchdowns, one a 69-yard run. Right here he goes 4 yards off the left side. Watch Tony Galbraith out in front. Emmanuel Sanders is pulling. Sanders blocks out. Muncie squeezes to the inside and goes in for his 2nd touchdown. Muncie also has thrown a 40-yard touchdown pass. I tell you, the Saints offense just been outstanding.
Erxleben will attempt the conversion now. It's 27-17 with the conversion attempt coming. Erxleben boots, and it's good.
Let's take another look, Lindsey. Let's take another look at this off. Here comes your guard, Emmanuel Sanders. They bump a little bit, but Sanders gets a standoff on Frank Reed, the safety man, and Muncie does the rest. Very poor pursuit by the Atlanta Falcons defense on that, especially the offside safety.
So now it is a Saints 28 and the Falcons 17 with 1:26 remaining to be played in the first half. What a first half of offense to get the season underway.
The Vikings got a touchdown, a 52-yard pass from Tommy Kramer to Ahmad Rashad in the 3rd quarter. 49ers by 2. Washington, a 14-point lead over the Houston Oilers. Earl Campbell has scored in that one. Theismann has thrown a touchdown pass. Quite surprising.
Russell Erxleben boots it up. Pearson is waiting at the 9-yard line to the 10 to the 15. Pearson to the 20 to the 25. And stopped as he crossed the 30-yard line. Ken Bordelon downfield on the tackle.
Well, the Saints took 27 seconds off the clock and put a touchdown on the board. Now, Atlanta, let's see, they got 1 timeout left, Lindsey. But the way this game's going, watch Bartkowski come out and try to put something on the board himself.
First down and 10 yards to go. Bean and Andrews are the setbacks.
Saints are in that prevent. Double cover both the outside receivers.
Completes it out there to Andrews coming out of the backfield to make the catch at the 36-yard line. Schwartz and Pat Hughes made the tackle.
They'll give them that, Lindsey. What they're protecting is against Big Ben. Last year, the last seconds of both of these games, Bartkowski threw it up, scored.
Bartkowski over the middle, and again to Andrews. Well, he gathered it in, and he picked up the first down. So it's at the 46-yard line. Fettersfield was the defender there.
They're going to take their timeout.
They take it right now.
Nine-yard pickup on that pass to Andrews.
$50 seconds left to play in the first half. Project SOS, Speed of Sound, coming on CBS on Saturday, September 15th.
And that'll be Stan Barrett. And what he will attempt to do, folks, is just try to go 740 miles an hour. That's all.
And break the sound barrier on his rocket-powered land vehicle. That's Project SOS, Speed of Sound on CBS. Strategy time now. Lehman Bennett talking to his quarterback, Steve Bartkowski. It'll be first down, 10 yards to go for the Falcons. They held the ball at their own 46-yard line. June Jones, of course, there at the right of your screen, standing, and he's the backup quarterback, and he is taking advantage of the opportunity to be in on all the strategy conferences. Ted Giannoulis, the San Diego Chicken, is entertaining along the sideline. The thing about Ted Giannoulis is he entertains everybody. Athletes, I've seen athletes stop on the field to look at Ted Giannoulis, see what he's doing.
He's done quite well with that little gimmick, hasn't he?
Absolutely. There's many imitators now around the world of sports, but none quite like the original.
50 seconds. Atlanta is out of timeouts now, Lindsey.
Clock starts on the snap. Bartkowski. And it's completed. Jenkins across the 40-yard line. Pat Hughes brought him down.
The scoreboard says there are no timeouts left for the Atlanta Falcons, and Bartkowski is hurrying that offense up. Bubba Bean goes out. They're in a double wing.
28 seconds showing on the clock. First and 10 at the 40. Bartkowski. Diving catch at the 25-yard line. Made there by Jackson, Alfred Jackson.
Looked like he rolled out of bounds to me, but the head linesman right on top of it. 9-8 is counting down. He'll have to stop the clock and at least get a field goal try.
5-3. Now the fifth throw is outside. Stop the clock with 2 seconds remaining. And the field goal unit is coming on now as Tim Mazzetti comes out with John James to hold for him. 2 seconds remain to be played in the half. The Saints are leading 28-17.
I think the only thing stopped Bartkowski there from getting in the end zone, he was just out of timeouts. And Lindsey, going back to that first quarter, when Bartkowski looked at the defense, didn't want to change the play at the line of scrimmage and called timeout, it cost him right here.
This will be a 42-yard attempt. It's good. It is good. A 43-yarder it is. A 43-yarder. As gun sounds and ends the half. We've had 48 points scored in the first half of play here at the Superdome. The fans have really had their money's worth and they've been participating. The end of the half, New Orleans 28 and the Atlanta Falcons 20. Before a sellout crowd of more than 71,330, which is capacity, here at the Superdome. And it's the first time we've ever had a sellout at the Superdome 72 hours before kickoff, so it is the first time that a home game has been seen on local television. And I am sure that fans in New Orleans have enjoyed this to the fullest so far this afternoon.
And I'll tell you what I really like about it, Lindsey, is the National Football Conference looks as if they've got the offense back in pro football. For how many years have we seen teams like the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons until last year struggle along with 13-point games, 14-point games, and right off the bat, we get a first half of 48 points. I love it.
It's often been said that the football fan loves a lot of offense. I want to tell you, so do I.
I do too. Both the quarterbacks were just outstanding. Bartkowski throws for 200 yards in the first half. Manning for 140. Chuck Muncie scores twice, once from 69 yards out. He throws a 40-yard touchdown pass. Tim Mazzetti comes in, takes a field goal, and it's only an 8-point lead for New Orleans. And the way they're throwing the football, that's not a big lead today.
Certainly is not. Southern University Marching Band is on the field here at the Superdome.
And they are something.
We were privileged to sit in on their rehearsal early this morning here at the Superdome, and it's well worthwhile. Saints are leading by a score of 28-20 at the end of the first half at the Superdome.
Ford asked me to drive their new size LTD for a few weeks so I could tell you what I thought about it. Well, I've driven some fine road cars, even a Rolls Royce. But this LTD really impressed me. It has a higher EPA estimated mileage than last year. And these days, the higher, the better. Inside, there's even more passenger room. Yet it's a cinch to handle and park. And the price isn't hard to take either. The new size Ford LTD. It's quite a car. You ought to drive one.
Some guys never learn. They're still taking it on the chin. Gotcha. Norelco offers the Norelco rotary razor. Not one or two blades, but 36 blades inside 3 adjustable floating heads and a unique shaving angle for a very close shave without a nick or cut. So say hello to the Norelco rotary razor and say goodbye to Gotcha.
RCA announces Preview 80.
Preview 80, trade-in time.
It's time to preview Color Track 1980, the most advanced color track in RCA history.
It's time to get from $25 to $100 back when you trade in your old color set for a new color track.
This color track is designed to automatically capture even subtle shades of color.
This offer is good on any one of 22 selected models.
So join us now for RCA's Preview 80.
Trade-in time.
Don't miss Spectacular September on the CBS Sports Spectacular, when over 20 big 10-wheel diesels pull into Atlanta International Speedway for the Great American Truck Race. Then from 10 big wheels to 4 little wheels, the U.S. Roller Skating Championships. Then go from rink to rapids for the 79 Canoe and Kayak World Championships. The return of the world's strongest men competition. Plus, a preview of the Pacific Invitational Gymnastics Championship. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Georgia Rosenblum, the widow of former Los Angeles Rams owner, the late Carol Rosenblum, has taken control of that club. The situation reached a controversial stage 2 weeks ago when Mrs. Rosenblum fired her stepson, Steve, who had been the club's vice president. Brett Busberger has a report.
Carol Rosenblum's will stipulated that his wife, Georgia, would receive 70% of the football team, while Carol's son, by an earlier marriage, Steve, would receive only 6%. That surprised many because Steve had been operating the Rams.
It wasn't necessarily a surprise because I had discussed it a little bit with my father. He had with me. The reasons are, they're varied. I mean, some of it had to do with some tax implications. He wanted Georgia certainly to have the prestige of owning the franchise, and he knew that I didn't care whether I owned any of it or all of it or whatever.
Georgia and her advisors quickly soured on Steve's management, though, and she turned toward a longtime Ram executive, Don Klosterman. He'd recently been forced into the background by Steve. Los Angeles newspapers said that the final straw came when Steve left a note in a mailbox demoting Klosterman. Steve Rosenblum says that's not true.
I was fired on a Thursday. They had been meeting almost a week to determine my fate. I knew that when I went to New England. They were all aware of it before Don even got that note. That note, despite what people say, did not fire him. I like Don, too. Our problem has been communication, which is the key. There's no secrets to success in this business. It's hard work and it's communication.
It's a very difficult thing to define philosophy. There's certain ways of doing things, and we didn't agree on the way things should be done.
What I tried to do was to do my job. What I had talked to Georgia about a number of times, since this is brand new to her, was for her to come along, as my father always used to say, make hay slowly, for her to come in, go through and begin the learning process. But she felt the urgency to come right in and start from the top, and I was fired because we have a difference in philosophy.
And I guess it's probably the hardest thing I ever had to do. The hardest, because I love him, you know.
Steve, what would Carol Rosenblum think of what's gone on?
Well, it's easy to say because I know, for instance, she says, well, Carol would have done this or Carol would have done that. And it makes me think of an analogy. If your wife was a devout Catholic and she died, now you're left to raise the children. Now you start to raise them in the Jewish religion. And somebody asks you why, and you say, well, my wife would have wanted it this way.
The Ram players are a veteran bunch, and they may ignore this family feud, but front office turmoil generally influences how a team performs on the field. And the final chapter in this controversy has not yet been written.
Steve also told me he would not, as a minority stockholder, quit the Rams board of directors, even though he was being pressured. I want to clarify those two interviews so that no one thinks there was any distortion. I interviewed Steve Rosenblum last week and also was set to interview Georgia, but an attorney and a personal public relations man informed us there would be restrictions, such as no questions about Steve. We could not agree to those restrictions. Therefore, we declined. Georgia was interviewed earlier by Jim Hill of KNXT at a session she called in Los Angeles to clarify her position. From New York, I'm Brent Musburger.
There's great comedy coming your way when Jim Belushi and Michael Keaton star as a lovable pair of working stiffs. Two zany janitors bumbled their way up on Working Stiffs, new this fall on CBS.
Hi, I'm Lindsey Nelson with Paul Hourning. It's halftime, and the score is 28-20. New Orleans leading. I've had this much fun since Mardi Gras.
This really is something, folks. This is a great offensive explosion here in the first half. The Saints have moved the football. Atlanta Falcons have moved the football, and I guess you'd have to say this is quite a surprise for 48 points to be on the board, Lynn.
48 points on the board, and there have been no fumbles and no interceptions.
No interceptions, just almost an error-free game offensively. Manning has been super. He's thrown for over 130 yards. Bartkowski's thrown for 200 yards. Chuck Muncie scored twice. He's thrown a 40-yard touchdown pass. We've had everything that, if you're sitting at home, I'm sure you love it. The offense is back. in the NFL.
I was going to ask you how you like the city, and then I happened to remember, I know you like the city because you got married here since I saw you last.
I sure did. You couldn't find a better city to come down and spend 3 or 4 days. I got married here in the off season, and I love it here.
Absolutely. We're at halftime here at the Superdome in New Orleans, and the Saints are leading it by a score of 28-20. We've had 48 points scored and an explosive offensive first half, and we have a lot more coming, I'm sure. So stick around, as we'll be back very shortly with the second half. New Orleans 28, Atlanta 20.
Meet the only Steeler with a tougher body than mine.
You're looking at one Steeler that can dish it out, and one Steeler that can take it.
Uniroyal presents the Steeler Radio. It's built tough with 2 steel belts, and it's tough to beat when you look at its price.
When it comes to keeping his feet, there's only one Steeler I can't beat.
The Uniroyal Steeler. You want a tough tire at a price that's fair? You want Uniroyal there.
What do you have?
He wants an Anheuser-Busch Natural Light Beer.
Hey, just say natural. That way he won't have to move his lips so much.
Okay, a natural. This guy real?
You know, for a piece of wood, you speak with remarkable clairvoyance.
Yeah? What's your excuse?
Les.
Hey, man, I apologize.
Forget it. Anyone so appreciatory of natural, smooth, clean taste is okay by me.
Just remember to say natural next time.
Must be hard working with this dummy.
Oh, he's all right.
A lonely, troubled child can have needs that only someone's love can answer. A special boy who needs a special friend. A special girl who needs a big sister.
Hi, I'm Jeff Van Note of the Atlanta Falcons. There are over 3,000 volunteers in the Big Brother and Big Sister program here in Atlanta. Gary and Miranda are just 2 of them. They're friends of mine. I know why they volunteer, but I want you to know.
Well, I've been a Big Brother for 3 years, Jeff. A boy without a father needs a man.
Exactly. What happens is almost like gaining a new sister. You get the chance to see someone develop, come out of their shell, and become a happy person. And that's a nice reward.
United Way works here because there are people who care, a lot of them. Thanks to them and thanks to you, it works for all of us, the United Way.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. Now we'll take a look at some highlights of first half action here.
Here's a little quick pitch. Chuck Bunsey's going to throw the option pass, and he throws it so high, just threw it up for grabs. Now watch a fine catch here by Wes Chandler. Kept his eye on the football, and he goes in. He beats Ricky Bias for the touchdown. We showed you all the highlights in the first half. We'd be here all night. Now we come back to Bartkowski. Good pass protection. He puts it up in the corner of the end zone. Alfred Jenkins beat the rookie Ricky Gay for a touchdown of Atlanta. Now watch a great block here by Emmanuel Zanders, the left guard. Here he is pulling. Fakes to the fullback. Muncie around the right side. A good block by Zanders. And Muncie makes the cut. Cuts inside the safety man, Ray Easterling, and then outruns the Atlanta secondary. 200. He weighs at least 235 or 240 this year. Chuck Muncie, a great first half. Scores 2 touchdowns in the first half. This is 69-yard run. And now, Bartkowski again out of the double wing. Good pass protection. He's too good a quarterback to give him all this time to throw the football. A great corner pattern. Wallace Francis beats Ricky Gay again.
And that makes it the New Orleans Saints 28, the Atlanta Falcons 20, and those are the stats now for the first half of this ball game. Falcons 18-13 in first downs. Yards rushing, Saints 102 to 91. Yards passing, Falcons 220 to 170. Total yardage, the Falcons 311 to the Saints 272.
How about that, Lindsey? 583 yards of offense in the first half. That's good stats for a whole game.
Yes, indeed. Both teams have come back now. Lehman Bennett there in the center of your picture. And Archie Manning, quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. Archie had a great season last year. It was the first time actually since he became a pro that he had from start to finish an outstanding year. And it was said that he was playing quarterback now like he did when he was an All-American at Ole Miss a few years ago.
He really threw the football well, Lindsey, over 3,000 yards. Actually, he threw for 3,416 yards. There's his first half stat, 8 out of 11 for 130. And he is the leader of this club, no question about that. They love Archie. The fans love him. He lives here in New Orleans. He really gets involved in a lot of charitable things in the off-season. He's just a great individual.
Atlanta Falcons will kick off. Tim Mazzetti will boot the ball from the 35-yard line. Saints have deployed to receive it. Wes Chandler is center deep, and he is flanked by Rich Moody and Jack Holmes. We are awaiting the whistle of the referee, Pat Haggerty. Mazzetti sails it downfield. And it is taken after 5 by Moody. He's back to the 10 to the 15. Rich Moody to the 25. And he has stepped out of bounds. Back around the 29. So it'll be first down and 10 yards to go now for the New Orleans Saints. They have it at their own 29, and Archie Manning will run the attack.
We got an update on that Houston-Washington score with 6:40 to go in the fourth quarter. 26-yard field goal by Tony Frisch. Washington leads Houston now by 5, 27-22.
Saw Marty run himself out of a shoe coming up the sideline. Chuck Muncie and Tony Garber are the setbacks now for Manning. Mike Harris to the left side, Chandler to the right side, Harrison motion across. Muncie. What a day he's having. Out to the 47-yard line before Kuykendall brought him down.
Great blocking on the play, an 18-yard pickup around the left side. That's the same play that Chuck Muncie scored on to the right side in the first half. Watch Conrad Dobler, number 66, if we could pick him up. He really makes a good block. Well, we really couldn't see Conrad Dobler, but look at Galbraith also out in front. 18-yard pickup, first down Saints.
At their own 47-yard line, Muncie and Galbraith are split for Manning. Muncie again. Takes a wrinkle and goes outside. Now it drives up the field. Penalty marker goes down. It's at the 46-yard line of Atlanta.
Check out the penalty.
Clipping against the New Orleans Saints.
J.T. Taylor, the left tackle, is over in that vicinity. Let's check out the call now.
We have a personal foul. Clipping, number 85, offense.
Henry Childs.
Let's see if we can pick it up. There's Henry Childs, number 85. That's the linebacker overrunning at Fulton Kuykendall. He hit him in the back. Once he cut back inside.
Back at the 36-yard line now. First and 21. Manning. Chandler. Incomplete. Tom Pridemore and Frank Reed double teamed him.
They did blitz one linebacker from the left side, Dewey McClain. The Saints picked him up, Lindsey. They had the zone on, and double coverage paid off.
Second down and 21 yards to go at the 36. Chandler, last man back to the huddle. Harris to the left side, Chandler to the right. Galbraith left set, Muncie right set for Manning. Manning. Childs. First and 10. Frank Reed made the stop.
Oh, great pass, and Childs, who can go deep. He's got the speed to go deep. I tell you, the New Orleans Saints offensive line right here, watch the Falcon defense. They've got a stunt on. They pick up the stunt. The New Orleans offensive line, that gives Manning a time. Check the tight end going down deep on the pattern. Beautiful move to the outside, and Manning is right on target. He gets the first down.
It was 2nd and 21. They picked it up first and 10 at the 42-yard line now with 23 yards picked up on the play. Saints again in Atlanta territory. Here's Muncy. He's out of bounds at the 34. Kuykendall bounced him out.
Last year, the New Orleans Saints offensive line was really hurt. Conrad Dobler had a knee injury. Emmanuel Sanders had a knee injury. Both had surgery, and they really hope that those two guys can stay healthy. And Lindsey, from the looks of things, the way New Orleans is getting outside on their sweeps and on that trap-off tackle, these guards are in good shape, and they're really running the football well to the outside.
You're exactly right. Last year, they were playing musical chairs in that offensive line because of injuries. Muncy, and 11 carries, has picked up 120 yards. 2nd down and 2 yards to go here. Galbraith trying to stretch himself out to get up to the first down 6, but he doesn't make it. It'll be 3rd down coming. Yates and Brazina and to make the tackle.
Here come the shock troops. 3 tight ends in the game now for New Orleans. Larry Hardy, number 87. And Brooks Williams, second-year man from North Carolina, number 88. So they've got them all in there.
Henry Childs, of course, stays in. It's 3rd and 1. Outside the 32-yard line. The Saints are leading 28-20. We're in the 3rd quarter. They got the first down. Jeff Yates made the stop, but Galbraith just kept stumbling and picked it up. It is spotted now at the 27-yard line.
Well, that's what you call cut. Run to daylight, Lindsey. Watch Galbraith on a fine move back to the inside. Little cross blocking. Look at the cross blocking up front. Watch Galbraith now. Moves back to the inside. Jeff Yates on the tackle. Got the first down easy.
Harris is going wide left. Chandler's coming wide right. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. Muncy takes an official down with him.
I tell you, Lindsey, there's nothing better for an offensive back when he's having a day like Muncy's having. First half, 2 touchdowns. He's thrown a touchdown pass. He's over 100 yards rushing. He's really relaxed out there. He's loving every minute of this football game. This is what makes it for a player who really can enjoy it. When they're having a great day, he doesn't want this game to end.
2nd and 4 outside the 20-yard line. Chuck Muncy. Muncy. Robert Pennywell, the middle linebacker for the Atlanta Falcons, made the hit.
Oh, and it was a good hit. Great tackle by Pennywell.
At the 19.
We're going to take a good look right here. There's the guard pulling. They get one linebacker, but watch Pennywell fill from behind. Right here, man on man right now. Muncy lowers his head, and he weighs 235, and Pennywell only 222 out of Grambling on a great stop.
3rd down, 2.5 yards to go. Galbraith.
There's your Atlanta defense.
That's it, led by Edgar Fields. And it'll bring on the field goal unit on 4th down with Erksleben coming out to boot.
Tell you, that's what Atlanta was famous for last year, gang tackling. So we're going to get a look at the prize draft of the New Orleans Saints. Erksleben out of Texas. What a kicker he was, huh?
Erksleben once had a 67-yard field goal at the University of Texas. In preseason with the Saints, he had 1 field goal. It was 29 yards against Houston.
1 out of 3, that won it. Now let's see what he can do.
37-yard attempt here. And it's good. 37-yarder is good for Erksleben. And so he puts 3 points on the board. Saints 31, the Falcons 29. 49 left to play in the 3rd quarter.
It's